right, let's get into it right now with none other than Nicolle Flint, who is the Liberal-endorsed candidate for the seat of Boothby and the best option at the next election if you're voting in that seat. Lovely to see you, my friend.
Great to see you too.
James Ashby, the best option on the ballot in the seat of Yabun at the upcoming Queensland election. Back him in if you're in that part of Australia. Lovely to see you, sir.
Good to see you too, Paul, and happy Mother's Day to my mum and my two grandmothers, that's Val and Anne, and a big thank you as well to all the mothers who've given up their time to look after my grandfather who's in Dove House in Caloundra. It'll be his last show tonight as well, Paul. You'll lose an audience member, I'm afraid.
Oh, mate, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm really
he's
sorry.
Wonderful grandfather.
Oh, strength and love to the whole family,
he's lived
mate.
91 good years.
Good stuff,
Yeah.
good stuff. Well, strength and love. I appreciate the support from him and the family in general. And Christy McSweeney, well, she was absolutely the best option on the ballot paper at last year, the 2022 election. So we can all go back in a time machine there. In the meantime, you can go say good day to her at the PR Council. Lovely to see you, my friend.
Thank you for having me. Now, yes, exactly. Now I'm completely impartial.
Yeah. All right. So I've got to say, I giggle every year in the lead up to the budget because I remember the types of people, and when I first started doing them a little while ago, you know, when all the wankers get together and they all go, oh, it's like sitting our HSC again. No, it's not. They all sit around. They're basically handed a whole bunch of press releases. Then they all go and copy each other's homework over 7 hours. And then, surprise, surprise, everyone comes out with tax windfall. It's only after normal people outside of the bubble get the chance to look at it and go, hang on, $35 a week? Best case scenario, $35 a week, and then reality starts to set in. But I want a little bit of a BS guide here, okay? James, what is a tip you'd like to give the good people watching right now about the type of BS bingo that we should be playing on budget night, not just in the speech, but the coverage and the spin as well?
Well, sadly, when you go into a lockup, the Labor Party's talking points have already been delivered outside while you're locked away for several hours, and you don't get out until I think it's around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So just before the Treasurer himself delivers his wonderful speech. Oh. Yes, it's only a few days later, but the problem is the media have reported all the glossy good stuff, and so it's hard then to cut through all that positive spin that the Labor Party just continue to dribble out every single day. Just they're so good at delivering. They should be salespeople. Peter Foster, eat your heart out. You should have been part of the Labor Party, not a con man on the Gold Coast.
Now, Nicolle, again, you've seen plenty. Ones you've liked, ones you haven't liked. But still, again, what's the advice you have for normal people about, OK, when they're saying this, they really mean that?
Paul, the clearest message I can send to all of our viewers at home tonight is that you might as well just ignore whatever Labor is saying. What you need to think about is, are you better off after this budget? And unfortunately, the Australian people won't be. So as Shadow Treasurer Angus Taylor has been out saying, you know, all week and particularly today, Labor's spending is growing faster than our economy. So things can't get better, inflation won't come down, and cost of living won't come down. And certainly power prices won't come down, and they've ruled out a cut to fuel excise. So I just encourage everyone at home, whatever spin comes out from Labor tomorrow and in the course of this week, just ask yourselves, are you better off? And I note that I'm wearing Labor red tonight because Labor has the budget and has the nation deeply in the red, and we have to get rid of them.
I'd also like someone somewhere, right, to start asking questions about off-budget money. Like, I'd like somebody somewhere to be able to start to come together and say, this is how much, because there's all the stuff they're going to report and put the documents and this, that and the other. But then there's, like, hundreds of billions of dollars that sit off to the side because it's infrastructure building. But guess what? It's all still borrowed money. It's just not money they have to own up to. But also, Christy, I just find infuriating when government turns around and says, we are delivering a $108 billion tax cut. Well, of course, that's just the overall number times the next 10 years. The reality is when they turn around and say, you will be $600 a year better off, divide it by 12 to get the months, divide by 52 to work out the weeks, and then you'll go, what?